Hello everybody and welcome to the 5th episode of the Pentagon Challenge, and today I'm not feeling the very best today, so it's even more excuse to make a sort of review episode and discuss the pros and cons of my management of Vasco da Gama Cape Town after about 4 months now. The most important detail is our progress in the division, and it's much better than it was when we last spoke. We're 10 games in, we've won 4 games, we've drawn 4 games, and we've lost twice. A positive goal difference of 4 for us, but on the form table it's now the Black Leopards starting to make a break for at the top, Whitbank Spurs looking very unhealthy after the perfect start to their season. You will notice there is still a problem with us in front of goal, because we're the worst scorers in the entire division with 7. But then you look at it from the so that's against, is it? That's goals against. So 4. Sorry, that was my mistake. We're one of the worst goal scorers in the league with 11 goals. But on the other side of the coin, we're the best defensive unit in the entire league by 2 goals. But it's not really showing in the league table. Look at Black Leopards, they have a good balance between defence and attack. But to be in 5th place is a vast improvement, and we're only beaten once in our last 5 games. You probably saw on the main menu here a few examples of our best players, and we don't have anybody sent off, so that's positive anyway. If we look at the tactics screen, I've reverted to the 4-4-2 as a sort of like desperate move to get 2 strikers on the pitch, and it's worked, as in our schedule we have scored 4 goals in our last 2 games. But when we last spoke, we played the Black Leopards in that great game, and we did end up beating them 2-0. But typical Vasco da Gama here, we retreated into defensive display, only getting 2 shots on target all match, and we never really threatened to score. But thankfully Mbimbela United didn't do so either. Because we did a 14-day break, I decided to play a little friendly game. That's all fine. And then this match, I have to admit, when you heard those heavy winds in my last episode, they actually cut my power out for about 2 seconds, and I was saving my game after beating Whitbank Spurs 2-1, and just as the save was finished, my electricity ran out for about 2 seconds, and the backup save on my external hard drive was lost. But I felt it had actually finished its work, but it didn't. So I played this game again, and we were unlucky to draw by 2 goals. It was a mistake from Chaz Williams, who allowed Shepo Shane to equalise. He just passed it across the box when he was on the wing, and he was there to pounce. And then a really, really poor result. I wanted to go for broke here, and in the 90th minute exactly, it was Cauldron Coetzee who won the game. We deserved something out of the game, and I pushed my fellas up the pitch, getting my defenders up to the halfway line basically, and we got punished. So it was my mistake, and we've learned from it thanks to 2 wins in a row here. First against Santos, who's one of our youngsters here, Lathononolo Marumo. I'll forget his first name there. He scored his first 2 goals for the club. He's only 22, so Le Lohonio is his name. I'll be better to him there this time. Whoops. Okay, pardon that little mistake. I'll just talk about FC Cape Town now. So it was a pretty easy game, very boring, with only 12 shots between the 2 teams, and our possession stats were a little bit down, but Matlatse Make and Radabi own goal secured that result, so we're in the top 5 now. That should please the board somewhat, but I did underestimate how bad this team were in attack. We're satisfied with the competitions, but the club philosophy, they're slightly concerned. I can see here they're pretty happy that we're in the top half, and we could even exceed expectations, but the confidence, or what's the club issues, we were very, very low on my attacking football, so I probably shouldn't have chosen that at all. I could have ignored that, but they put pressure on me to have retained possession football and defensive football, but in hindsight those are exactly what we've been doing. But let's just review our team instructions. You might wonder why we're not scoring too many goals. My philosophy is standard and sort of flexible. I usually start out with an open mind and then adjust as the game goes on. But my main wishes for the team is to go fairly wide. We close down more, but we're slightly deeper in defence. We retain the ball, exploit the wings, work the ball into the box, and then stick to positions. But as you saw, when I actually bothered to use Pro Zone, I will adjust my tactics and instructions to suit my opponent, or at least try and counteract what they do. So you want to now look at the analysis for the goals. We'll look at the league games and all matches played, and the goal times. We've scored twice in very early doors, not conceding any. 1 goal apiece there, none in this kind of range, and none after the 90th minute. So fitness is a concern here. We're not getting goals late into the halves, so hopefully we can sort that out eventually. But let's just take a look at the assist locations. You can see I got 4 on the left wing, 2 on the right wing, 3 in the middle, and 1 in the box. We're generally even enough here, with 2 assists against us in those areas. And now let's just check out the goal types. So we've scored 11 place shots, no headers, no penalties. So we're only able to do 1 kind of goal, which is also a problem. That screams, alarm bells at me. And then we've conceded 1 headed goal and 1 penalty. And then the assist types, we've got 1 from a free kick. You saw that one, of course, with the goalkeeper. We scored 4 crosses, 2 mistakes from the opponent, and 2 through balls, as well as 1 just natural pass. And we're worst at conceding crosses and through balls. And that's pretty much all that needs to be said. Yeah, so let's head into the squad report and look at the stats. So we'll look at the not all time is not really helpful. How about well, overall, there you go, that's what I wanted. So the player that's played the most, no surprises here. It's a tie between Roscoe Peterson, Matlatsi Make, and the goalkeeper Steve Hoffman, who has actually had to lose his position due to international duty with the Olympic team, or the under-23s. I don't know what they're doing exactly. Abubakar, Mutuisa, Noyox, Naya, and Scheller have played the most games after that. And the top scorer you've seen is Make. Van Gran and Marumo have 2 goals. Mumbotheni, Chaz Williams and Natambi have 1 goal. The top assistants, it's a tie between the wingers, Make, Mumbotheni and Balde. And then Van Gran, the goalkeeper Hoffman, Abubakar and Kapato have 1 assist. Make has dominated player of the match awards. Most accurate passer after more than 5 games is Mutuiza. He's I want to be a ball-winning midfielder, and he's actually doing a stellar job retaining the ball. And Abubakar also very good at passing. And then the goalkeeper has 80% as well as one of my strikers. Average rating, Make 7.18. He's been a star. Again, he doesn't seem to have a problem playing in the midfield attacking role, despite it not being at all natural to him. Chaz Williams, he's very, very young. I think he's just celebrated his birthday. Yes, he has. But he is very, very unfit. He's constantly below 95% match sharpness, but he always seems to put in good performance. Roscoe Peterson, I'll be lost without him. He's been very good. I can't wait to see more from him, and I'll try and keep him on a permanent if at all possible. He's a key player, and I'd hate to see what would happen if we didn't have him in the back line. And then Moyox Naya, or Miox Yana, excuse me, he's our left back, and he's done a great job. No assists or anything like that for him, but he's been defensively wise. Motiswa 6.88, and then the rest go down here. And a lot of poor players. Medakni, a little harsh to be down here. And then Matthew Rowell, Sturman, Mazibuko not doing too well, but that's just to be expected really. And then the training sessions, we've mostly wanted to improve our attacking football. We spent half of our time this season practicing it. We haven't had to work too hard in our defending, which is good, but everything else is 5 or 10%. or apart from team cohesion, that's 15%. The players are slightly upset with training. That's their problem really. I can't really do much to help them, because if you look at the coaching, we're very, very low in most of these stars. But if you look at the staff overview, we're one of the better in the league. We're above average in everything. We have the best pair of scouts and one of the best physio teams, so that's good. I am studying for my first license, and that should be due next month, hopefully for Christmas. I'm doing Movember. I have never done it in real life. I wouldn't be able for it, unfortunately. I can't say I like growing facial hair, so I'm doing Movember, and I'm studying for my first license. That should be in very soon. And then in terms of our next few opponents, we'll be playing Mathatha Bucks. They're bottom of the league in 16th place. With just one win. The Swallows are starting to do okay. Then we play Amazulu and Royal Zulu, some of the weaker teams. We're playing in the South African Cup preliminary round. If I get a good draw, I'll live com that. But otherwise, we got the winter break, and then we come back on the 2nd of January against another weak team, the Morocco Swallows. So I'll decide which of these games to live com, because we do have that winter break. And then the league resets after we play Highlands Park. So sometime around then we can report on our latest season, but then we start all over again for the January to May period, playing all the teams again in the exact same order, and then fingers crossed we'll survive. Then in the Premier League, we can see it's quite jumbled up here. Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates and Ajax Cape Town are in the mid-table. They're the go-to teams in this country, but the Platinum Stars, Sundowns, Bloemfontein Celtic and Supersport United are leading the way thus far. That's extraordinary. So maybe one of the top jobs will be vacant very soon. I don't have the reputation to nab it away, but that's something to work towards if Vasco da Gama do not work out. But we've been fairly kind with injuries, not any players out at all. Fitness remains low. We have to work on that. Shabalala got a little injury, and Mbuelo Wambi is back. But a lot of players just aren't getting the game time. You might have noticed earlier, but Chabeli, I want to sell him. I can't get rid. De Guede, I hardly bother with him because of how good Make is. And then the four strikers don't seem to be striking too much of a partnership. But maybe I found the solution to that. But if there's anything that you have spotted that I should work on, let me know in the comments. And with the financial situation looking like this, I doubt I'll have too much profit making to do. But every player seems to be happy, apart from Madakni and of course Hoffman, who was on the shopping list of another team, and I rejected. He'll be really, really sad if we lost him. He's really done well, keeping a lot of clean sheets. And then finally, to wrap up the episode, we'll look at the revamped stats screen and look at the team detailed. So the outstanding possession keepers are us. We're well ahead of everybody else. Our passing completion is the second best, behind Amazulu. Then anything else that stands out, we have the best home form. I want to point that out. So let's just look at the league table again. Actually, how is our home form in compared to our away form? So at home, we're unbeaten, the only unbeaten home team in the top 5, and then you have a few others dangling around there. And then the away record is not so good, just 1 win in 5, and that has to be improved immediately if we're going to have any chance of winning this league. But that's pretty positive actually. We'll go back into the team overview. You might want to prefer this screen. So the most goals by Cape Town All-Stars. We have the best heading completion rate, and we've conceded the least amount of goals. We have the most fouls, so I don't like that. Excuse me. I really like playing a clean game of football. Not many teams are good at crossing, for example. And then in the if we scroll down, is there anything else that stands out to us? So the most goals, passes completed, defending, least conceded. The clean sheets, I want to look at this. So we are tied with Amazulu and Milano, so that's great. Good reward for our 2 goalkeepers. We fouled the most, but it's not by too much. But look at the amount of tackles we win, 261. Attendance records and all that. We're one of the worst with the average attendance of 471. The average attendance by capacity we're in 15%, but Amazulu, very popular team, getting more than half their people in. And then that's pretty much all you need to see there. The highest attendance for any game was set by Amazulu, and then Santos, Black Leopards, Swallows and FC Cape Town. Then we're way down in 7th with 1,161, and we spent the most money out of anybody, so but our salary isn't too high compared to everyone else. We're one of the lowest. We're the lowest apparently salary per annum, so that's something to think about. Despite spending the most money, and we're financially secure, which is great. But there's a very detailed episode. I don't usually go that much into the background of the teams I manage, but that's that should keep you happy, I hope. But until the next episode, I'll decide on the fly whether it be the cup match or against Swallows. That'll be up to me, of course. But if you're really enjoying the series, you have proven it with over 5 likes on all the episodes. Let's keep that going if you can. And then we'll see you next time for the return of the live comms. Bye now, everybody.